Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel for a brand new video, and today's video is actually a build that I did in June 2021 and I never flippin' uploaded. So we are in Starlight Shores and I wanted to build, I'm trying to remember what I wanted to build back in June 2021, but it's a small Craftsman family home. So this home is actually teeny tiny, but like I was saying in my last video, I love sort of cozy little family spaces. And so I've built this for another single parent and a couple of children. So again, I wouldn't recommend more than 3 Sims living on this lot because it is teeny tiny inside, and I feel like the outside space makes up for the tininess and the tininess of the bedrooms, because you'll see it is eensy weensy. But I have built this at 112 Foothill Drive in Starlight Shores. It's on a 20 by 25 lot, and I do believe the final cost is 45,557 simoleons, so nowhere near a starter, but sort of like your mid-size family home. But if this was in real life, I feel like this could have been a starter home in like the 1960s. Were starter or homes that cheap in the 1960s? I don't know. All I know is that today homes are extortionate. Absolutely extortionate. Rent is extortionate. Home prices are extortionate. Everything. The cost of living is extortionate. It is so expensive to just do anything. And it boggles the mind how much things have changed. So I don't know what my thought process was back in the day. I've watched this footage back a couple of times and I am just all over the place. Usually I will finish the outside of a home and then I'll pop on in the inside, but I've built the home. I've not done the painting of the wall coverings or anything like that, and I'm just going about laying out the bedrooms. Usually, if you guys have been here long enough, usually where do I start when I'm laying things out? That's right, the kitchen. But for some reason, I started in the bedrooms. And so, yeah, now we're doing the kitchen, which is the third room that I'm doing. But I normally wouldn't do this. I just don't know what I was thinking. Just kind of all over the shop. And when I was watching the raw footage back, oh, the spins it was giving me. I was here, there, and everywhere. And it was like being in a tornado or a hurricane. It just wasn't nice to look at. So I've tried to get rid of all of the spinny bits just so I don't make you guys sick because I was getting sick watching it. It just wasn't a nice look. But so this is the exterior shape, and I tell a lie because I do off camera change the roof line in the front, and yeah, so it looks a bit different when we actually get back outside to do the wall coverings, or what would you call it? It's not wall coverings, it's like exterior paint siding. I think I go with siding and stone. So when we pop out to do that, you'll see that the roof line has changed a little bit, and you can see how tiny the footprint of this is. So you've got sort of a galley kitchen and then a tiny dining area, again for 3 Sims. And then I couldn't figure out how to do the living room based on the space that I had left, so you're gonna see that I chop and change it quite a bit. So I can't remember if I play tested this house, so I'm super duper sorry about that. So if you need to chop and change things, go ahead, go for it. I mean, look, this is the bathroom, right? The bathroom's massive. And I think it's bigger than the main bedroom. It's huge. It's not bigger than the main bedroom. I'm over exaggerating here. But I did put laundry on this lot, and I don't usually put laundry on lots, but I feel like I've put laundry on this lot, which was done in 2021, but I did laundry in my last lot, the renovation of Mosquito Cove, and I can't remember if I do laundry in El Urban Sprawl. You'll have to find out when that video comes out. But yeah, there's the roof line. It's changed slightly, not massively. But yeah, I wanted this to fit in with Starlight Shores, and I feel like the style for Starlight Shores, especially in this area, is Craftsman. So I think I've called this the Craftsman because you know how original I am. You know how I am with naming my homes. It doesn't get much better than that. This is the Craftsman. I think I want to go out on a limb and say that I originally called this the Ashton, and I don't know why I called it the Ashton. So it's now just the Craftsman. And this is what it looks like on the outside. I went for some green siding, which is, again, a little bit different for me. And I do change the roof color because that red default roof wasn't working out for me. But yeah, I think this works perfectly for a single parent and their children. And I think I want it, again, going out on a limb, trying to remember 2021, which seems like a blur. It seems like so long ago, but it was just over a year ago. I want to go out on a limb and say that I had in mind a single dad and 2 boys, but I could be wrong. It just feels like 2020, 2021, like that they didn't happen. I don't know if you guys feel like that. With COVID and everything, it just feels like we went from 2019, and we've just like zoop, and we're at 2022, and I feel like we're almost at the end of 2022. Like, I am almost ready to start listening to Christmas music. I may give it until October this year because I started listening to Christmas music in September last year, and I peaked. And I listened to it for about a month straight. You know, I had the Mariah Carey going on. All I want for Christmas is you. That's not how it goes. That's not even in tune. Anyway, I can't sing. I had that going like in September, and I listened to it for a month straight, peaked, and then October, I was like, I can't do this. So I like filled my boots with Hocus Pocus, and then what comes after October? November came, and I was like back on it. I was like, yes, Christmas is here. So yeah, I think I'll wait until October to start listening to Christmas music this year. But speaking of October, can anyone tell me, I mean, I'm sure I could Google this, but let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Is Hocus Pocus 2 coming out this year? I feel like it is, and if it is, I'm super excited because that's the one sort of, I was going to say Christmas film, Halloween film that I watch. I don't do scary movies. I'm not a scary movie fan. And so, yeah, Hocus Pocus is it. And I make sure to watch that on Halloween because I love it. I really, really do love it.
I put a spell on you. And now you're mine.
What are some of your guys' favorite Halloween films? Don't say Halloween or like, I can't think of any other ones. Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street. Is that a Halloween film? Hit me with some Halloween films down below. A girl I work with was saying Beetlejuice. So that's one of her favorite. I've got Christmas on the brain. That's one of her favorite Halloween films. And then I feel like she mentioned The Burbs in relation to Halloween, but I'm not sure. I've never seen The Burbs, and I claim to be like a massive Tom Hanks fan, but I've never seen it. So if anybody's seen The Burbs down below in the comments, let me know if it actually is really good, as this girl at work is bigging it up to be, because I haven't watched it. So we are out in the backyard. I've put a sand pit down. We've got a seating area. We've got a little barbecue, and then also a swing set. And then there's some balls for ball games, football and soccer, or American football and a football, if you are in the UK or probably any European country. So yes, if you guys watch American football, which I'm so stoked because the season is starting soon, who's your team? Who do you root for? I am, being a Seattleite, I am obviously a Seattle Seahawks fan, and they've been doing really rubbish for the past couple of years. So rubbish that I don't think I watched many of their games last year, which doesn't make me a true fan. I feel like I'm a fair weather fan for doing that. And then also we have lost Russell Wilson to the Broncos. So I feel like this season doesn't bode well for us. And I believe we have lost the last 2 preseason games that we have played. So it's not looking good, if I'm being completely honest. So the outside is done, and I actually recolored the outside on camera, which I don't usually do. And now we have popped back into the inside, and we're doing the little kitchen area and the living room area, which again, this does chop and change a little bit, and I add more details. That's what I tend to do in my builds. So I'll place down like the big things, and then usually off camera I'll add all the little bitty details. But I do believe that I end up adding the details on camera, so you're gonna see a lot more work. This video isn't very long. This house obviously didn't take me long to build, which is crazy for me to actually fathom that, because it always takes me ages to build. Because what do I always call myself? I am an indecisive sloth. You can see I've got some form of dining table outside, and then I just stick with the original. I think, no, I don't. I change the original. I do have a smaller round table that I put in for the dining area, but like I said, if this doesn't work for all 3 Sims, then there's a table outside for them to use. But I feel like they should be able to get there. But sometimes, you know, like I always say, Sims are quite stupid, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, just walk around the sofa. You can get there. It's not that difficult, but they want to make it a drama. Sims are full of drama. So yes, here I am just adding details, little bitty details. And those shelves from university, I love those shelves. Not the shelves on the top, but the shelves that are on the bottom. I really love those shelves, and I feel like I've used them in a lot of my recent homes as well. Usually I put them under windows and create window seats, but I feel like in this instance, it worked really well for this front room area. But that's the final layout of the front room. And I've used a cheap television. So I don't know when I started doing that, because usually I want my Sims to like have the best of everything, so the most expensive stuff. I remember back in the Sims 1 days, yes, I am that old, that I used to give my Sims the most expensive of everything. So I had, you know, homes that were like 500,000 simoleons or something stupid, something that my Sims could never afford. And then kind of when I started building in The Sims 3 like regularly, I kind of went sort of mid-range. And now I've been using more cheaper items that come with the game. And it always cracks me up because I'm a massive fan of Kiwi Simming, Kiwi C, and Chelsea. So it's all the same person, but she's gone through some rebrands. And I'm a huge fan of her Sims videos. She's one of the reasons that I started building in The Sims, because she's brilliant. So I'm going to link her channel down below. And you guys can go and check out all of her Sims builds that she's done, because she was on a kick like at the height of the pandemic. So there's lots of goodness to see on our channel. I'm sure you guys have heard of Chelsea before, so this isn't new news, but one of the things that I always love about her videos is that she uses the cheapest stove, the cheapest TV, and the cheapest refrigerator, and it always looks like brilliant. And I'm like, how do you make it look so good? Probably cast. Create a style that helps so much. Like, that is such an integral part of The Sims 3, and it's one of the reasons why I love it so much. But I've got a love-hate relationship with Create a Style, because again, indecisive sloth, it takes me ages to decide on anything. So I try to cut out the bits where I am just like pondering what colors to use, and sometimes it's only just a slight change. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks loads better. It's not changed that much. So I don't know what I was thinking. But you can see that I've moved a shelf into one of the counters to make it look like a cutting board. I can't remember what I put on it, but it is a cutting board, and I do really like to do things like that. I love Move. It's such a good cheat. Move objects on is such a great cheat. Another thing that you will notice, I don't think I did it in Mosquito Cove because, like I said, that was the first renovation that I did and the first build that I did in 2022. But another thing that I've started doing in some of my other builds is I've started to use a stencil remover. So for instance, the what is that called? The utensil holder with the cock on it. I said cock. I've actually started removing the rooster from that, and so it's just sort of a blank canvas. So if you're a builder, highly recommend that you get that, because there are things that you can recolor that can't really be recolored, and it's a great tool. It's an absolutely fabulous tool. And then another thing that I really want to get into is using debug enabler, which is from the Nraz suite. Nraz, I don't know how to say it, the NRAAS suite. That's really handy because that can lift up objects, because usually I use OMSP, which doesn't transfer into your game, but I feel like you can use the by debug enabler just as easily. So I might start doing that, because then you can have things on more slots than you would normally be able to have them. So I don't know if I have much more to say about this tiny little Craftsman for a single dad and his 2 children that are into space. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here, loving leave you guys with some music. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to do all those cool interweb things, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you've got that bell ding dong so you're notified whenever I do upload. But for now, I'm gonna skedaddle. Don't be a plum stranger now, guys. Bye!